Everyone talks about how to get rich, but almost nobody talks about how people lose everything they already made. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying this Psychology of Money series, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who thinks making money is the finish line, because today's chapter might save you more money than it ever helps you earn. Think about it. You've seen people who made a lot of money, then lost it, had a booming business, then collapsed, went viral, got rich fast, then disappeared. And maybe, deep down, you've feared this too. You don't just want money. You want money that lasts. Here's the core truth of this chapter. There are many ways to get wealthy, but there is only one way to stay wealthy. That way is survival. If we were forced to summarize money into one word, it wouldn't be growth, returns, or success. It would be survival. Because getting money and keeping money are two completely different skills. Getting wealthy usually requires taking risks, being optimistic, betting on big opportunities, putting yourself out there. But staying wealthy requires the opposite: humility, frugality, paranoia, a constant fear that what you have can be taken away. Getting money says, this will work. Keeping money says, what if it doesn't? And the people who last are the ones who respect that difference. Why does this matter so much? Because of compounding. Compounding doesn't reward brilliance, it rewards time. It's like planting an oak tree. 1 year shows almost nothing. 10 years shows progress. Several decades create something massive. But here's the catch. Compounding only works if you survive long enough. A single bad decision can erase decades of progress. And no gain is so great that it's worth wiping yourself out over. People love studying what Warren Buffett did right, how he picked great companies, how he found undervalued stocks, how he chose good managers. But what matters just as much is what he didn't do. He didn't panic during the 14 recessions he lived through, get carried away with debt, rely on borrowed money, burn himself out, and quit. He survived. And survival gave him longevity. Longevity made compounding unstoppable. Most people don't know this, but Buffett and Charlie Munger weren't alone in the beginning. There was a third partner, Rick Guerin. Rick was just as smart, just as skilled, just as capable of getting wealthy. But Rick was in a hurry. At some point, he became leveraged using borrowed money. When trouble came, he was forced to sell his Berkshire Hathaway shares to Buffett for under $40. Buffett and Munger waited. Rick couldn't. All three knew they'd be rich someday. Only two had the patience and paranoia to survive until that day arrived. This destroys a popular belief. If you're smart enough, you'll always bounce back. No. Even the smartest people fail when they use too much debt. They assume yesterday's success guarantees tomorrow's safety. They mistake luck for skill. As Nassim Taleb put it, having an edge and surviving are two different things. First requires the second. Avoid ruin at all costs. Applying a survival mindset comes down to three simple ideas. 1. Unbreakable beats impressive. More than big returns, you should want to be financially unbreakable. If you're unbreakable, you'll be around long enough for compounding to do the heavy lifting. 2. Plan, but plan for failure. Planning is important. But the most important part of any plan is assuming it won't go exactly as planned. Room for error isn't weakness. It's survival. 3. The barbell mindset. Be optimistic about the future, because progress is real. But be paranoid about what could stop you from reaching it. Short-term paranoia keeps you alive. Long-term optimism gives you direction. The hardest mindset to maintain is being optimistic and paranoid at the same time. But money doesn't reward excitement. It rewards endurance. Most people don't lose because they were wrong. They lose because they couldn't survive being wrong long enough to recover. Getting wealthy is about how fast you can run. Staying wealthy is about how long you can endure. And in the end, the skill that matters most isn't brilliance, it's survival. If this chapter changed the way you think about money, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who's chasing money without thinking about keeping it. The next chapter builds on this, because once you understand survival, every financial decision looks different. Stay alive, stay patient, stay wealthy,